Oh, don't look at this, audience. I know, my absolute glory and stupendousness should not be shown to the likes of your mortal eyes.
What's this? Did I drop?
What is this? A Steel Soul 112%?
A huge...
Jesus Christ, no.
What is this?
I will not show that.
A huge condom for my Magnum dog?
Magnum.
Jesus, laying it on thick enough, are you? That's what the ladies want to know.
That I have a big ass and that I can do 112% Steel Soul mold. Yeah, Steel Soul mold.
Now who's been hitting the rum?
No, I always fumble my words. I think my tongue's too big for my mouth.
Hey, that's a good thing.
For the ladies, not for me.
For all you ladies out there, I have an oversized tongue. Don't mind
For all the ladies out there, my tongue's actually bigger than my dick.
Don't mind the drooling. That's just a thing that happens.
Think of it as lubricant.
Yeah, this
like
is one of the...
You're a car.
I think
this is the engine oil. In order to get your engine running, so to speak, we gotta lube it up. Let's get those 7 valves all on the same page.
You start with 5 hits? I thought you only started with 3.
I'm just that great.
Wow. Or are you playing on easy mode?
I'm just classic. I really need to stop using just and sort of as sequiturs in speech. If you guys look at our earlier episodes, you'll notice that me and him say like more than a fucking Californian surfer.
But we were Californian surfers.
Sure we were. I remember catching those tasty waves over there on the Malibu beach. Yeah,
right?
That's me, all right.
Yeah, it was radical.
Totally tubular.
Totally tubular.
Nautical to the nth degree.
And you had to make sure to bring that bag of gravel so we wouldn't get beat up by the other surfers who showed up when we conched all their waves, man.
Conched.
You're not supposed to draw attention to it.
What, that we're not surfers?
When you just make up terms and people go, that can't be a real surfer term.
Oh yeah, man, I'm totally crunching these. Wow.
You forget about
granite
that?
Pebbles.
You tried
I
to wall
haven't
jump,
played this
didn't you?
game in probably about half a year, so.
You're not gonna go for the secret?
Rusty. Doobada-ba-doobada-da-doobada-bow.
Go back for the secret.
Speed run, dog. Aw,
you gotta
shit.
go back for the secret.
Speed run. Aw, shit.
Is that what we're doing now? We're doing speed runs?
A pseudo speed run, at least. Look at that. Those fast inputs. You wish you could input that fast.
You're right. Out of all the things I could wish for, I wish I could push a button faster.
Wouldn't that be great if you wasted all 3 genie wishes on something like that?
I wish for a faster
I want to be able to press the A button on an Xbox 360 controller really fast. Are you sure you don't want to do it a little bit more general than that? You could just say I could press buttons really... No. A button, and then I want to be able to press the Y button on a SNES controller even faster. That way I don't have to spend money on turbo controllers. Couldn't you just wish for the money for a turbo controller or a turbo... No! Ah!
Shut up, Genie!
Did I fucking pay you to give me advice? I would have wished for advice if I wanted it. I want fast button presses.
Now I want to use that as a wish in a D&D campaign. I wish for advice on what to wish for. You should have asked for a better wish. Poof. Lame.
I want my wish back. I wish for my wish back. It does not work that way. I wish it would work that way.
The genie's head explodes.
All right, yeah. Sad little granddad worm.
He wasted
crying that all of his kids are kidnapped or being raped or whatever in little jars.
I mean, spoilers, but doesn't he just eat them all once you get them?
No.
What?
Jesus.
That's not what happens? I thought for sure he eats them once you rescue them all.
To become a beautiful butterfly, I must eat all of my young. I think you're thinking of hamsters, not caterpillars.
I don't know. I never had a caterpillar as a pet.
Anybody who says they have is fucking lying. There's no love that comes from a caterpillar. There's hardly any love that comes from a gerbil.
I told you that story that my brother had.
There's one of them right there. How do I get it? It's like I need some sort of move that I don't have right now.
Like a double jump. Or a dash.
Or a wall jump.
I told you that story that my brother's pets, the only pets he was allowed to have was tortoises, and they all ran away from him.
How fucking retarded do you have to be to get a tortoise to run away?
I don't know, but he did it on 3 separate occasions.
That's impressive. That's almost like you're trying to have them run away. After a certain point, shouldn't you just throw in the towel?
Well, that's why he didn't get any more tortoises. He kept running away.
It reminds me of this one tweet that was like something about the Scottish Nationalist Party and Brexit, and somebody posted a meme about like autistic screeching or something, and this one Scots woman said, "I find that offensive. I have 4 kids that are autistic." And one guy said, "Shouldn't you have gotten your tubes tied after the 3rd one?" Just like after a certain while, you got to realize that this isn't working out and that God just wants you to be miserable.
God only grants you autistic children.
Oh, that's a good would you rather. Would you rather have... Well, look at that. Rock's glitching out.
I can't see it on my screen.
Well, there's a little sorting issue on the textures. Anyways.
Would I rather?
Would you rather have to take care of 3 autistic children or 1 Down syndrome? Yeah. Or 1 Down syndrome child.
I gotta go with the autistic, because at least they know how to use the toilet most of the time. And maybe they'll turn out to be like Justin Roiland and make me filthy stinking rich.
Is Justin Roiland autistic?
He claims to be somewhere on the autistic spectrum.
High functioning, I'm sure.
Yeah, very high functioning. It comes through on his.
Is that how Dan Harmon was able to game him for everything he had?
No, they were friends from the Channel 101 era.
Oh, so he's autistic too. That explains a lot.
A little bit. He certainly has interesting tastes.
That's just the PC way of saying that he's autistic. I understand.
Apparently he has a thing for mannequins, or at least their legs.
What? What you mean, like he collects them and then like masturbates onto them, or?
At least according to the podcast he's done, he used to, yes. I don't know, onto them, but uses them as a masturbatory aid for sure.
Well, I remember I didn't realize that semen made stains until probably God, like halfway through high school.
Till your mom
really
complained?
Embarrassing. Well, my family kept telling me that semen dries yellow, and I fucking wouldn't believe them. And so for middle school and a good chunk of high school, after I'd come, instead of getting tissues or toilet paper because I was too lazy, I just wipe it under my arm.
Under your arm, huh?
Well, under my arm for where the t-shirt was.
Oh, okay.
So I had what everyone thought were these nasty fucking pit stains, but they ended up actually being these grotesque, chunky semen stains.
I'm fucking dying. You've killed me. Oh my god.
Yeah, Whoops. Yeah. It was pretty fucking I didn't have any self-awareness. The worst, what was even worse was that I had a body pillow growing up. And I don't know why my mom thought it was a good idea to give a body pillow to a pubescent boy, one that's just going through puberty.
Right, you just hump the shit out of it.
So yeah, I would put it on top of my dick while masturbating, and then again, I didn't think that it left stains. I don't know why I didn't think that. It's just a disconnect there. And so I would just skeet into it every single night, and after a certain point, it was so crusted and stained, I couldn't find a single square inch that didn't like actually start cutting up my dick.
Right. Oh, that's marvelous.
So my mom eventually asked me what all the stains were, and I just said that I spilled hot cocoa over everything. And she believed me, of course, because she wouldn't have bought me the body pillow to begin with if she knew what I was going to do with it.
Oh no, I've spilled hot cocoa over every
square inch of this
body pillow. Oh, I can't stop spilling it.
She can at least take solace in the fact that she gave her boy quite a bit of joy and pleasure giving that to.
Your mom and I are very different people.
How do you mean?
I used for a long time I used what do you put over pillows?
Just a pillow cover, right?
Yeah, like a pillow. I just used like a pillowcase that I had on the side of my bed and just hid it. And eventually my mom found it. It was like, yeah, you need to just turn that in for washing. Like, okay.
Yeah,
like, whatever you're gonna use for a cum rag, just turn it in to wash it. Like, thanks, mom.
Oh, so your mom was completely accepting and
yeah
of the fact that you masturbated?
Yeah. She just wanted to make sure that I, cleaned the rag every now and again.
No, I had a pretty nasty experience with my dad. It was probably one of the most awkward things I ever had growing up.
You masturbated with your dad?
Come on, boy, grab a dick and join me. No, I wish.
I wish. No,
I think it would have been less awkward than what happened, at least.
Okay.
It'd be one of those things I would talk to a psychoanalyst about, but it wouldn't be something that I'd cringe over. Well, maybe it would. I don't know.
You guys didn't masturbate with your dads? Uh-oh.
Well, I remember being really proud of my dad's dick size because I saw it when I was in the shower with him when he was teaching me to shower like at 4 or something.
Yeah, of course.
And it looked like, that Austin Powers, like a baby holding an apple.
Right.
It was like, damn.
Of
course, frame of reference, it's like...
Yeah, you're a tiny child.
I'm 4, so anything that's bigger than like 1 inch is going to look huge to me.
Right. And it's right there, like, in your face. Oh, that's funny.
But anyways, super awkward experience. So this was when I was just learning to masturbate, but not learning any sort of tact.
Just walking through the living room, just jerking off. Morning, Dad.
Shaking it. Yeah, right. Full stride, just fucking letting loose in the living room.
How's the paper?
Yeah. No, but what happened was I was using my dad's laptop to browse some porn. I think it was like, you know what it was? It was some fan art of Tina Armstrong from I think the Tekken series, Dead or Alive.
Oh, okay.
And so it's not like soft core, like, oh, she's in a bikini. It's her getting like fucked in the ass while blowing a huge black cock or something like that. So
you set it to his desktop.
Yeah. Well, normally I have very good ears, and so I could hear when somebody's coming. What was happening was I was in the office where the door takes a lot of force to open. So I was sort of using that as a precautionary measure. I was like,
Sure.
okay, if they can't open it easily, I should be able to stuff my dick in and turn off the app before they fully discover me for my.
If I hear that knob
secrets.
rattling, I know to stuff my knob away and alt tab away from this big black dick.
So I was masturbating on my dad's laptop in the office, and again, graphic imagery. And usually, my dad wasn't home for a lot of my teenage years for reasons I won't divulge, but what I was used to masturbating when my mom was in the house. So when my mom was in the house, it was very, very apparent when she was going to approach. Just like a horse galloping down a cobblestone driveway.
I was gonna say, would she wear a bell like a cat?
She had these gigantic heels that she'd wear every day, and it was hardwood floors everywhere in the house.
Gotcha. So you hear the clack, clack, clack.
Exactly. Like I said, a horse going down a cobblestone driveway. So I would hear from a fucking mile away. So I knew when to stuff my dick in and, make everything all nice and tidy again.
Start whistling.
Yeah. While there's a banana peeking out of my pocket. But my dad, I guess, just had this amazing power to be as quiet as a church mouse. So I expected to hear the back door close because the office was in the garage. Mm-hmm. And I would hear the telltale clop, clop, clop.
Right.
I didn't. I was mad. So the door just fucking BAM! Slams right open. Jersele! What are you doing? Deer in headlights. Oh, is that what it looks like, Dad?
Is that what it looks like? Those are 3 consenting adults on screen.
Yeah. So, completely embarrassing. What was worse, though, was... So, he left the porn on the screen while having a talk with me. Like saying, son, it's not all right to touch your dick. Makes God sad.
No.
Yeah. And then halfway through the conversation, the phone rings. And he's like, oh, I got to take this. And it turns out it's like a business call. So there's me with my dick still out, the porn still on the laptop. And he's like, oh, yeah, so we can close these deals later and get the financials sorted out. And there's just me looking dejected as a motherfucker. With big black cock streaming out of the laptop.
At that point, you just finish.
You're right in front of him.
Dad's got his back turned.
Yeah, well, it's still there. My dick's still somewhat hard. Might as well finish.
Maybe this shame will fuel something inside of me.
Shame makes for the greatest orgasms, let me tell you. Yeah, so I remember telling my friend who I masturbated with quite a bit. I know, very homoerotic.
Everybody's done that.
But I told him, I was like, I'm never going to masturbate again. He just laughs.
Sure.
Like, you'll be back to it in like a day. Like, nope, never again, man. And about a week and a half later, I was.
What was this? Your drug dealer?
My shirts all over again.
Never doing it again, man.
Yeah.
Sure. You
gotta say, it's like heroin. In fact, I abstained from masturbating for about a week. Just yesterday, it was my 7th day.
Oh yeah.
And
any particular reason why?
I was, like how an alcoholic or a cigarette smoker, just to test himself to make sure he's not addicted.
Oh, sure.
And they're like, oh, I can do it. I'm good. I don't need it. So I did that. By like day 2 or 3, even like fucking old haggard, disgusting looking middle-aged ladies started looking like they could use a good fucking and trucking. Like I was so sexually starved that my most primal instincts started coming out, where it was just like, I know, ladies of the audience, if you're there, cover your ears when I say this, but I was thinking about just fucking every single woman on the street. Full caveman mode. Get a fucking club, whack him over the head, and drag him back to my cave. You're my wife now. I'm going to be breeding you. Like those were the thoughts that were constantly streaming through this horrible, horrible dopamine deprived brain.
Just walking around down the street with a jar full of quarters. Oh, goodness.
I want my money back.